Good evening, YouTube. This is Son of Attention, bringing to you a live deck profile of one of my favorite clans of all of Vanguard card fight, the Granblues. You know, a lot of people have respect for this clan, and that kind of boils my skin. Well, I'm going to show you something that not a lot of people will see once it actually comes out in English. Bang, bang, bang. That is Drift Ice Nightsnow, I believe. I don't know his actual name. Granted, I haven't played this game in quite a while, but I decided to make a deck profile because I haven't seen much on this card. What its effect does is that you Counterblast 2 and you Soul Blast 2, and you can call it right from your drop zone on top of a grade 3 Vanguard. You're probably like, what? What does that got to do with anything? Hey, you know what? Break ride babies, and that's what I'm talking about. Get those +2 monsters on the field, and you can use its own limit break effect. Counterblast 1, get rid of one of your trash guys on the field. Bang, hits the field. Hey, guess what? It gets +5k. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And not to mention, you have other 2 monsters that have +5k. So this card is pretty much the center of this deck, and I'm learning to abuse it. Now, I'm going to show you what this whole clan has in store for you with my personal build. Whether you agree with it or not, hey, that's up to you fellas. Tell me what you guys think. Starting Vanguard. Captain Night Kid. Now, you're probably wondering, why not run Petey the Ghosty? I don't like to mill 2 random cards and then have them be triggers. I don't like to get rid of cards that don't need to be sent there. I like to control what I send. You know what I'm saying? So I get Counterblast 1. Look at the top 10. Marvel at what I can send. Bang, controlled. Put him in the soul. I got something to mess with now. Granted, it is 1 counterblasting, but all the other ones are as well. So one of him, and you can keep on calling him up for his effect, but I really want to see the reason. For the 0 lineup, of course, I'm going to have 4 of the sexy heels. Got your generic 12 crits. Now, you don't really need to have any draws in this deck, honestly, because this Bad Larry does 2 things that you want this deck to have. Put him in the soul, which you want, and you draw a card. There you go. And it gives you an option to guard with 10k as opposed to your 5k Bologna, which is why I don't really find draws 2 all that useful. But hey, this deck needs to be straight up offensive, and that's exactly what it does. 12 crits is definitely something it needs. Oh, and that's not it for zeros, by the way. I'm going to tell you why. You want only one of this bad boy. Great, comes back right behind it. Be careful what you put behind your Vanguard. If he's in their grave, make sure you have that space behind there, because he's pretty much going to be fodder to get rid of for other card effects to play to revive itself. Put it there. There is ways to play around it if you know how to play it right. Plus the stand can catch people off guard, but yeah, other than that, it's okay. And now, here's my tech choice. I like to run 2 of Chappie the Ghosties. The reason is control milling. I don't like to send crap that doesn't want to be sent. This card helps me get there. Guards for 10k, and you get to ship something out there that you will need, rather. And it's just too good. And that's it for grade 0s. Grade 1s. Obviously, we got the sexy PGs. 4 of them. Need them for today's metagame. 4 my 8k beaters. This generic, bring them back, becomes a 13 booster, and it's just that good. 3 Sea Strolling Banshees. I found 4 to be a bit of a cluster. I'm even thinking that maybe 3 might be a bit of a cluster. But I like to have her in the soul to get rid of, just to have that option of drawing a card that I will need, which I want the break rides. But I like to conserve my soul, and that's the purpose that I need to do is build on, because the grade zeros, those crits that put itself in the soul, will build up on that and help me try to get that break ride that I need. And this card, like I said, situational. Becomes an 11k if you bring it back for boosting purposes. But other than that, it's not all that useful. But others could think otherwise. And for my other 2 tech choices, situationals, 2 cards of Samurai Spirit. It's okay. It brings itself back by giving it 1 card after counterblasting. And you're wondering why why all this counterblasting? You're not going to really have much left over. There's a reason. Because we have the chef in town. 4 of them. He's the one that pretty much makes you be able to pressure your opponent into wanting to, unflip your damage. And that's going to make and break either them taking damage, and then bang, you unflip, or they get rid of cards in their hand. Granted, the game is supposed to be like that. It's just the pressuring point of you forcing that on them. And that's what this deck's all about. Pressuring. And you being able to unflip your damage counters, even as a rear guard, is amazing. Very underrated to a lot of people, but this deck definitely needs it. You need all your damage to be unflipped as much as possible. That's why I'm running 4 of him. 3 corrodes. And, unfortunately, like any other clan, they just have oh, we sit here, we get plus 3k if your monster has a certain name. That's kind of meh. Granblues make you work for it. Bring it back, plus 3k. It's unfortunate it doesn't have that kind of effect, but hey, it's going to only hit the field once anyway, usually, and die out next turn, because you want to be sent there regardless. And another tactic that I like to do is intercept to get him in there as fast as possible, because he's not really useful sitting there on defense. Like I said, this deck's more offensive. So he's good. 3's good. Good target for him to get sent there by Chappie or Night Kid. And 2 Rune Shades. Hits 11. Get rid of top 2. That's my only random mill card I have in this deck. It's okay, but it's not. There's no other grade 2 other than the vanillas, and honestly, that's good for fishing. You're having bad luck. It is you are playing Vanguard, so the game is a lot of luck oriented in it, so it's cool. Grade 3 lineup, we have the almighty Break Ride. 4 of them is a must. You want him in your hand at all costs. You don't want to random mill him. This is the reason why I only run 2 Rune Shades. And the Night Kid. You want to have him in your hand as much as possible. The more you have, the better. Double Break Ride in 1 turn, it's amazing. And it's just too good of a card. It makes and breaks this deck. Now, I run 3 of her. Reason being is 4 is too much. I found it to be that way. You need it to be at 3. Any more than that, it's just going to be more put to the graveyard, and it's just going to be useless. I was thinking about running 2, but hey, it's whatever. And my tech card of choice is Thanos. I'm not sure if there's any other Granblues. Again, I haven't played this game too often. Well, in a while, rather. It gives me an extra attack if played right at the best case scenarios. And like I said, it pressures your opponent's hand. So that right there alone is great, enough said. And it gets 15k when revived. And that's not counting the booster. So if you decide to boost, if you let it hit, it's an extra free attack. That's my deck. Let me know what you guys think. Any thoughts? Comment, rate, and subscribe. And see you later.